This is sand sinkers, a really ancient tale. Sand sinkers can be dangerous, but they aren't really that dangerous. Sand sinkers normally occur when there's sand in the rock, when there's rocks in the sand, and they normally occur in good sands with a bunch of rocks. This is an example of what's under the sand that causes sand sinkers. There are little places in the sand that get eaten up by the rocks in tiny little occasional holes. This is what is a normal scene of a sand sinker. They either occur out of sand or in the sand. Now, I found a sand sinker and they cannot be that dangerous. There's a normal sand sinker right there. They normally last only a couple seconds, but some that are bigger, they don't really spawn that big. But today we're going to be finding out what is the true behind sand sinkers. Well, you could see, as in this sand sinker, it has shown some of its little pathway. So we're gonna find this one's pathway. Now this is a little hole right over here. You could see behind a rock. I'm gonna push some sand in there and it's gonna sink. It's gonna sink. See it? See, it's gonna sink. You should tap on it and it should start to sink. Now it has opened its little pathway. Now the other one has disappeared. You may be wondering, are these alive? Well, no, they are not. Now you could find normal sand sinkers, but there is one. This is a pathway to a sand sinker, and this hole occasionally. This hole has been covered for all of its sand sinkers. These are all the sand sinkers in one. Now let's bury this hole, and I'll show you an example. Now, this is one of the sand sinkers. Sand sinkers could be broken. Can sand sinkers break? Yes, they can break, just like these ones occasionally. But there is two sand sinkers right over there in the very back. Two little holes in the sand. It's just like in the water, but instead it doesn't pull you down because these are little sand sinkers. Now, I've never seen a little one, a big one, so I'm just going to show you little ones I found. Now, this is a normal sand sinker, and this is a sand sinker cave. This has a bunch of sand sinkers in it, and you could tell by these little pieces that are sinking the sand. Now, one of them actually isn't broken, and the one actually came back to life, as you can see, sand sinking in that little dungeon right there. And then there's another one. Can sand sinkers spawn anywhere? Well, you can see the sand breaking up, and it's going into these little holes that are in the sand. What happens if you dump a bunch of sand in a sand sinker? Well, then they break. As you can tell, this is not doing anything. But the other one is active right now. Then the other one comes back to life, and they eat their way amongst the sand. Now you could tell they broke. Once we remove the rock, the sand sinker has completely bailed. Now let's take this other rock for another example. You can tell there's another sand sinker, as you could see sand going into this little rock for us. And it's pulling sand amongst it. Now you could see there's little holes there. And if there's too much sand, you could see tiny sand sinkers dying. As when rocks get in the way, there's no more exits. So let's remove this little rock and see what happens. Now, once the rock is buried, we'll bury those two rocks and see what happens. Now, once we tapped on them, you see another sand sinker in the middle. You can see all the tiny little sand particles getting in there. Push that in. Now, what happens if the sand sinker fills itself too much? You can see it's sand in there. So let's put some more sand in it. Well, you could just notice that it expanded. Now let's remove the rock. Yeah, everything is fine. Now let's see if another sand sinker spawns anywhere. Let's see over here. There's another sand sinker as this little rock and the big rock collided. Now, what happens if we bury it? Well, you could tell the sand sinkers is it. Let's bury them. You could see the sand slowly turning into a little hole. Right here. Push it down a little more. And you should see the sand slowly start to move away. You should see the sand slowly start to go into more sand. And there's these three little people. And then you should tap on some more, and then you'll see more of it going. Tapping the sand more. Oh my gosh. What is that? Now, can it absorb it? Even though. No. Let's dig it up again. Now, which one do you think it is? Well, it's right there. You can see the little sand pits going in there. So let's bury it. Ooh. Let's bury it again. There. Now you see the sand sink a little slowly. If we don't dig it up, and when we break it, it breaks its connection. Let's see if we see any other little things forming. No? What about this rock? Nope. There was one right there. Now there's a little hole under there. I can't see. You guys see the little hole? Nope, let's dig it up. How much sand? It's collected a lot of sand. And there's a little cave right here behind that rock that had too much sand in it. And it has a little bit too much little bits. Now there should be one right here, but there isn't. Unless there is something covering that, so let's put that rock back in there. Now let's bury it. Now let's bury it. There should be one right there. Just tap on it. Tap on it. Well, now you know. on it. Tap on it. Get it in. Okay, come on. Get it in. Okay. Let's now push it that in. There you go. There you go. Get in there. Good. Now they can get a little overfilled if you try to make one yourself. So you might want to fill the little sides up with like some rocks. Maybe like 2 or 3 rocks. And like this. Now it works. Push down, push down, push it down. It's filled there. Now make it carefully. Okay. Now let's close it. Now, okay. Now there should be one forming. Bro. Okay, you've seen enough. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's bury this one. There should be one. That's enough of them forming. There aren't any more anymore. Oh, never mind. There's one. There's one enclosing right there. You could see the sand is going into a little hole right there. So there's a rock right here. I don't know if you could make one yourself, but try your best to keep all the sand from ruining that connection. There's only a little more, buddy. Come on. You got this. If stuck, just give it a little tap. Just have a stick in its booty. And you might just make it come on again. And you also might see how deep the hole is. So it's this deep. Lily, I'm going to kill you. Okay, it's already been 12 minutes, guys. Like and subscribe for more science.